When studying alpha males goes terribly wrong.
And money does not make me, bro. Money does not make me. And I say this as a guy that has a lot of...
It's Luke Belmar. He studied, bro. This guy's got interesting lore. For those of you who are unaware with his game, he essentially astroturfed his entire persona. I wonder how deep Too Lazy to Try is going to cover it.
Of money, so it sounds hypocritical for a person that doesn't have money. Like, oh, this guy.
Can I ask you how much money you have? Like, what's your net worth?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah.
No chance. Not gonna find anything.
Poor.
And the reason you're not gonna find anything is because I've learned a lot about how Asians move. I spent, in fact, it was about 8 to 12 months sitting around a fire. Literally, it was my job to sit around the fire and we were just masterminding. I would bring different people. I didn't make money for that period of time. We were making, 100, 200K a month, light work, but I spent my entire time developing how to think. I think I kind of have a passion towards adopting kids.
What does that even mean?
There's too many kids out there that need parents. Yeah.
What are you naming your first kid?
That's interesting you say that. His name will be Spartacus.
Spartacus, why is that?
Because Spartacus led a revolution to free the slaves.
All right, so this cringe we have here is Luke Belmar, who made some money in crypto and drop shipping, and now he's like a motivational guru who sells a course. And he also does podcasts and fan meetups where you can listen to him.
He's Argentinian and was profiled in a terrorist attack newspaper article because he was a witness with his girlfriend at the time, or wife. Goes by different names. Very, very murky territory. Me? I keep it 100. I'm authenticity pilled. I don't lie. I don't move funny. I say it with my fucking chest. You may not like what I have to say. That's fine. A lot of people don't. Moral of the story is, you don't see me getting clipped into a Too Lazy to Try video. No shot. And if I ever was, I would simply say, send me a video of you squatting 315 ass to grass. Until then,
talk about his secrets to success, like studying. I mean, if he's not talking about making money, he's probably talking about studying something or someone and how important it is. Like, whenever he wants to get in the room with someone, he'll study them. For example, Tristan Tate, Luke, he's known for studying him. And what did he learn? He learned duty-free Johnny Walker. Next thing you know, he was sipping the fucking Johnny Walker in the war room by himself with Tristan, chilling. Why? Because he studied.
Dude, every guy that I want to get into the room with, I know as much as I can about them. For example, Tristan Tate. He pulled up a video, his favorite whiskey, Johnny Walker. What do I do at duty free? Fucking Johnny Walker. That night, sipping the fucking Johnny Walker in the war room by myself with him, chilling. Why? I studied, bro. I knew what he liked. That's it.
Bro should work at Krispy Kreme to be fucking top head glazer for Tristan Tate. Holy shit. Zip him up when you're done, pal.
Use it. Utilize that information. Guys, the world's yours for the taking.
That Tristan Tate's
Studying dudes is kind of sauce.
house last month, I knew his favorite.
Something just seems off with Luke. Dude is hiding some shit, seems like. I just told you. He's hiding his entire personality. His last name is not Belmar.
Whiskey was Johnny Walker, Blue Label.
Which is fine, I guess, for like internet privacy, I guess. But the rabbit hole is dark and mysterious when I don't even know if it needs to be.
Because I'd studied him.
Yeah, so studying can get you places. There's no better example of that than Luke's Tristan Tate duty-free fucking Johnny Walker story. Hopefully people can utilize this information. I mean, Luke is dropping some knowledge. Like, if you ever want to get a room with a guy or get in a room with a guy, remember to study him. Look what that did for Luke. He made it to the war room. But I think he was a little starstruck when he got there. He probably just couldn't believe the duty-free fucking Johnny Walker worked. So he just kept ranting the whole time about how he studied. and him and his brother kept trying to impress Tristan, and his brother took his shirt off and did a split for him.
And adopting someone, poor little kid, and changing his name to Spartacus is diabolical.
I mean, it was a really bizarre scene. I don't know if Tristan was too happy about him studying.
Your favorite car, bro?
The red one, the Aston Martin.
Tristan thinks well, guys. Critical thinking, I fucking love it. It's very rare.
Never gonna
You know what I've realized?
That's how I met you. That's how I met him.
Bro, you know what I've realized and what people haven't understood is that just like you analyze the
There's actually a big problem in Argentina because of kids getting kidnapped. Bro actually thinks he's saying something. Spartacus Belmar, head of Gooners Incorporated.
markets before you get into them, people can analyze individuals and see how they can provide value. Just how you figure out how do I provide value in the marketplace by analyzing and studying it, you can study individuals and get to know what makes them tick.
Yo, Tristan, come on, bro.
We need some fitness Friday on this shit, bro.
No, we do have that.
Now I can do splits, bro.
In 6 months you do splits?
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Bro,
This is the gayest thing I've ever watched. And I've seen Brokeback Mountain.
The human potential is limitless, G. Like, you can literally be whatever you want to be, bro.
I'm just kidding, I never watched that movie.
But you have to instill discipline.
I looked at the kings of China, the emperors, all these things. What did they wear? The most expensive silk. And they ate the best food. If I want to be a king, I have to dress like a king. I have to eat like a king. I have to study like a king.
Like people are like, oh yeah, top G, all this shit, bro. You have no idea what it means to be the top G, bro.
Yeah, so the guy knows how to study, and it's probably because he's learned from the best. Like, Luke was actually mentored by Leonardo da Vinci. That's who he studied.
This is giving, "Hi, Kevin," from SpongeBob. And there's a bunch of nematodes around him.
Studied to learn how to study. And like, if it weren't for him, I don't think Luke could have ever figured out how to make it to the war room. So I'm sure Da Vinci would be proud.
Let me pull up a visual, because I can do that. This is literally Luke Belmar. Right here.
To know that his work led to Luke Belmar sipping duty-free Johnny Walker in the war room, chilling with Tristan Tate.
Or who are the mentors you've had in the past that have had the biggest effect on you?
I have two. One that is no longer alive, Leonardo da Vinci. I studied Da Vinci a lot. Da Vinci has this incredible quote. He says, it's a famous quote. He says, to develop a complete mind, study let me say it again. To develop a complete mind, study the science of art, study the art of science. What does this mean? This means that he understood that he could study art.
Bro's onto nothing.
In a scientific way, and he could study science in an artistic way.
What do I do at duty free? Fucking Johnny Walker.
Yeah, but you're neither a scientist nor an artist.
Why? I studied, bro.
So this guy's got it all figured out, and we should be thankful he's sharing his knowledge with us. Like, you can learn a lot by studying someone who studied someone that studied. I mean, Luke, he's basically the modern day Da Vinci. You know, Da Vinci studied the science of art, or the art.
Dude, he might be cooler than me.
Science or something, so Luke could study Monopoly.
You play Monopoly? I win every time I play Monopoly. Why? Because I went on YouTube and I watched the videos. What are the lands that I should buy with highest possible return to win the game?
That's psychopathic behavior. You can't even enjoy a nice game of Monopoly. You have to min-max it.
Which land should I stay away from? Which, like, literally, you can build a strategy.
And when he's not talking about studying, he's talking about money and business, but it's usually how he studies money and business, so I guess it's the same shit. But if you want to learn how to make money, you got to study it, and this information he shares here is for the big leagues. Like, this is deep shit right here, and you might not think it's that profound, but it's just because you haven't studied Tristan Tate in the war room sipping Johnny Walker yet, but you'll get there.
I think people need to start studying words, and I think it's going to be extremely important. I mean, even just looking at money, right? You look at money, you look at a bank, right?
This is just Zoomer Ty Lopez. That's exactly what it is. Let me say that again. Zoomer Ty Lopez.
The bank. What is also a bank? A river bank. Right. And what does the river bank do? It controls the flow.
You got to position yourself to get in front of the flow of money. Guys, money exchanges hands all around you. If you can put yourself in a position to get in front of that money exchange, you'll never be broke in your entire life.
Flow of what? Flow of the current, the currency. So what? Money moves like water. So if I understand where the water is going to go, I just have to position myself where the cash flow is going to be next, and I will get wet.
How do I know that? I studied, bro.
Welcome to the big leagues, motherfuckers.
Knowledge. Your time learning international business. Go international and learn business. I studied international business. And then my international business professor had never been overseas. I said, fuck this shit, I'm out. And I became an international business entrepreneur.
So you can learn a lot from this guy. I mean, just listen to one of his students. He was asked what was the number one thing he learned from Luke Belmar, and his response blew my
words, bro. Words. That's deep.
Mind. I mean, only someone who has sipped Johnny Walker with Tristan Tate in the war room could think of something like this.
What's the number one thing you learned from Luke Belmar?
I think it's his way of thinking is...
Who the fuck are these nerds? This is all Andrew Tate's fault.
It's quite unique. Like, he thinks...
And he would agree with my exact sentiment. He spawned dorks.
All the way through. I think most people scratch the surface of an idea and then quit. One thing I've picked up from Luke that I now always do is Luke, when we go into a restaurant, he'll grab the menu and he'll just order like one of everything, and like within like 45 minutes you're out of the restaurant. There's no like sitting down. I would like one again steak tartare please, and the next person he just orders a bunch of starters, a bunch of mains. It's just like the way he moves is just like it makes complete sense to do that. Like why?
So he just waste food. You tell me he orders a mukbang for himself because he's too fucking lazy to glance at the options?
Didn't wait, have everyone order individually.
And one time Luke was on a podcast and he started to get annoyed that the hosts weren't studying him enough. Like they must not have gotten him any Johnny Walker or something. So he was pissed and he almost snapped at them because they didn't understand his truth or something like that. I'm not really sure what's going on, but all I know is if these hosts ever want to get in a room with...
Why are gays going back in the closet? It's 2025.
Tristan Tate, they definitely need to work on their studying.
I'm going to continue doing what I've done. Continue building Capital Club.
So you're not going to blow it on a Lambo?
I don't need a Lamborghini.
You're not into cars at all?
I mean, if you were listening to me.
I was. But you said McLaren. You didn't say Lambo. You said McLaren.
Come on.
You said McLaren. You said McLaren.
You can't do this to me. You already know my ethos. You know what I stand for.
You don't want to be happy?
I didn't say that. It's not my pursuit because happiness is a chemical reaction. If you're pursuing a chemical reaction, then it's always going to be fleeting. I'm pursuing experiencing life and pursuing truth. I've said this again and again, but you guys aren't listening to me. I love you guys, but listen to me when I speak.
That's not even threatening in the slightest.
It comes back to truth, guys. Literally all of it.
Yeah, so this guy is just hilarious. And he'll act like he doesn't care about money, and he'll be like, I don't want to talk.
It's way too intense for no wisdom. That's right. You can be intense, but you got to have the balls to back it up.
About my net worth, but he loves talking about how much money he makes. I mean, every podcast he does, it seems like if he's not talking about studying, he's talking about money and how much he's spending and how much he's making and how little other people make. And he gets kind of annoyed about it. You know, he's like Wes Watson when it comes to that. And he's always talking about how much his time is worth. And it's so funny because he goes on.
Just got to study the flow. If we put this in our perspective, we're on Twitch. A lot of degenerate streamers. What do I see? Large audiences. How do we position ourselves to get into the flow of those eyeballs? Just gotta study, bro. User, viewer, habits. It's all there.
these podcasts and complains about how he doesn't get offered enough to do other podcasts. It's hilarious. And I can't imagine these podcasters are paying what he's asking. He says the minimum for an hour of his time is 10.
Does he sell a course? I believe he has Capital Club, which is like an elite society of gigachads that you pay a monthly or yearly subscription to. It's pretty much his version of the War Room.
Grand. And he always seems to get defensive when he mentions how much money he makes because he knows people don't believe him. It's so funny. He acts like money isn't everything and he's just pursuing the truth or whatever the hell he's saying. But he never shuts up about making money. And when people don't believe him, he gets pissed about it.
I'm ready for the big deals. If it's not $10 million plus, don't talk to me. I don't care. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want it in my vicinity.
Yeah, I get offended too when the deals are not even close to 10 mil. What are we talking about here? Get this peasant shit away from me.
It's haram. If it's less than 10, don't bring it to me. Why? Because
I studied, bro.
Somebody hit me up today like, "Oh, I'm going to give you 10 I want to give you 10 grand to be on my podcast." I'm like, you can't buy my time. What the fuck you mean? Like 10? No, bro. No, my time's worth more. People tell me, "Luke, how much money do you make in a day?" I don't calculate money by day. I calculate money by hour.
How much do you make per hour?
How much? My hour is valued at $2,500 to $20,000, depends on the day. That's what I value my hour at.
It's pretty cheap. I know lawyers who make more than that shit.
Yeah.
So I will not touch a task under.
So this hour is worth $25,000
at a minimum. So when COVID rolled around, which was our first kind of like $1 million day,
bro has a price. He can be bought. Me, I'm ungovernable.
Was
$1 million in a day.
Light work. I've done $5 million in a day. Profit. Dude, you have no idea the level of wealth there is out there, and your pee-wee brain can't get it. It's okay. So $5 million is chump change. I see it as a stepping stone to what we're going to be doing in the future.
I'm a member of the Ritz-Carlton Reserve. You know how much my membership was? It wasn't free. It was $100 grand, and then $1,000 a month maintenance fee.
Have you benefited?
Of course. The people that actually pay $100,000 with me are the people that I want to hang out with. So I go to the jacuzzi and I'm hanging out with billionaires. You don't believe it? Okay, that you don't believe it. That's fine. That's because you haven't paid
Dude, just a business expense. It's a networking tool. You brokies will never understand.
$1,000 for a membership.
People out here flexing that they make 10K a day. Okay, and I understand. I understand to the 99.9%.
Guys spend more than that just to join a country club. Yeah, they do. There's a low-key country club on Long Island that is a $1 million initiation fee. And this is not like a uncommon occurrence. You're poor.
That's a fuck ton of money. I get it, and so be it, guys. It's a lot of money. You can live off of that. 10K a day. What is that? 300K a month.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? 3 million a year. 10 years, that's 30 million. 40% taxes. Living expenses, you're left with 15. You just worked 10 years, and you have 15 million in the bank.
And it's crazy because it seems like Luke is doing a parody of these alpha male guys like the Tates and Westwatch.
I wish he was. Then it could be funny. But he's not.
And, like he's trying to make fun of them, but he's being dead serious here. So I think he might be doing a little too much studying. His whole personality is based off of these guys, but it makes for great content. Like, this is some of the cringiest shit I've seen in a while. But let me know what you guys think about it. And if you want extra content from me, make sure you check out my Patreon. I recently talked about Jordan Peterson's disastrous appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience. It seems like the troll demons are just ruining that.
What are you talking about, bucko? Shit, I don't see you getting invited on the JRE. No shot. Clean your fucking room. Maybe show your face. But you're scared. You won't. You have everything to lose and nothing to gain. Nietzsche talks about this.